And if you didn't hear it from me, it's because it ain't the tea. Hey there, hi, welcome to the channel. I am Garrett, and in this video, we're talking all about some home essentials that I can't live without, and we're talking about some that people will tell you should live without, but I don't necessarily agree. Now we have got a number of these to get through, so let's get into the video. Now the first home decor essential that I cannot live without is actually the accent light. By that, I mean sconces and lamps and basically anything other than an overhead light fixture. I am a lamp person. In my entire home, I'm using lamps because they create a mood and they're just relaxing. They create atmosphere and they make those spaces just a little bit more relaxed and a little bit more enjoyable and actually usable. So they're not super bright and glaring and hurting my eyes. At night, when it's dark out and my home is a little bit darker and I want that moody kind of vibe that just sets the mood, I like lamps because they're easy, they don't glare, they're relaxing and beautiful. I think lamp lighting and sconces are essential to a home. I can't imagine living without them. As a matter of fact, I feel like maybe I need some more lamps throughout my home because I love a lamp, I love lamp lighting, I think it sets the mood and is essential to a home. The next home decor essential that I absolutely cannot live without, and maybe some people don't agree with because I see a lot of people not doing this, but not the point, is all about wood. I have to have wood furniture or accents of some sort in my home. As a matter of fact, while we're talking about this and I'm thinking about it, I don't own a single piece of furniture that is painted. I am a wood furniture person, and maybe you're not, and that's okay. But I think having wood accents of some sort in your space is a great way to bring in a natural element, to bring in some warmth in an organic way. It's not just about picking the right paint color and boom, all of a sudden the space is warm. Wood has a lot of character to it that your space needs. There's a lot of wood bowls, or maybe you like cutting boards, maybe you have a wood coffee table, but having those wood tones definitely make a space a little bit more curated and a little bit more comfortable, relaxed. I love having wood accents, wood furniture of some sort in a space, and I definitely think it's an essential for everyone in every home. The next home essential that I can't live without is actually all of my pet paraphernalia. I live in a house with animals. You all know I have 3 dogs. That's a lot of pet stuff that is all over the place, and that's okay because that's how I live. That is my life. And I think you can make those pet essentials and your pet's items beautiful and match your space without having to compromise on your pets having the things that they need. One example is that in my home, I have a really beautiful clear water bowl for my dogs. That way I can see when their water level drops a little bit and they need it refilled, they need some fresh water, and it doesn't clash with what's happening in my home or decor. Another example is my dogs sleep on a cot as opposed to a pillow type bed. It raises them up off the floor. It actually really helps with my bulldog's kind of temperature regulation. In addition to that, I'll also put really comfortable blankets on it that work within my space but are very easy to wash. Because I also find that dog beds are just really difficult to wash, and then my dogs are not gonna be sleeping on some dirty bedding, that's for sure. But the pet items are essential. I live with pets. They have their chew toys and their little bones and whatever it is they're playing with out on the floor. Why? Because they don't put it away, and that's okay, and I don't expect them to. But it's there, it's a part of life. In addition, my dogs have their own areas because, as you know, we have safety concerns, seeing as how Albert is blind. Speaking of Albert, where even is he? Oh, there you are, Albert. There you are, little baby. What is it? Oh, you love to cuddle? Do you love to cuddle? What was that, Albert? Everyone should take this moment and hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell notification to get notified every time I upload. I totally agree. Not that hard to do. It's one click of the mouse and will change your life. Albert guarantees it. Albert, don't be shady to the people that haven't subscribed but still feel the need to comment. That's not nice. People know that he just doesn't want to have to do anything. He's a baby. He doesn't have to do anything. He's a puppy. You're a little puppy? Are you a pup? Oh, yes. Is that the most I'm going to get for a kiss? Everyone wanted to see you. There was many requests. How do you feel about that? Indifferent. Oh, okay. Okay, we'll see you later, Albert, and we'll get back to the video. The next home essential that I cannot live without is actually flowers or plants. You all know, and I have shared it plenty of times, I'm not a plant person. I just don't have the dedication to keep them alive. And as a matter of fact, people will be like, you can't water your plants once every 2 weeks. I did not know plants only had to be watered every 2 weeks, which is probably why they always die, but no, because by the time 2 weeks rolls around, I forgot about the plant. I like flowers in my house because I know that they're gonna die, and that commitment has already been made as soon as they were cut, which I did not have to do. So that's really amazing. And maybe you opt for faux florals or something like that, but having plants or flowers in your space brings in that natural element. It brings in a little bit of greenery. You can also use plants as a great way to add a pop of color. In my home, I have a lot of color, so I always opt for a white flower of some sort. I love hydrangeas and I really love tulips, but maybe in your space that is a little bit more minimalistically colored, you opt for pink or red flowers. Something like that is really great because it can bring in an unexpected color. You can bring in something that's seasonal. You can have fun and be changing that up and around all of the time. I really think plants and flowers of some sort are essential to a space and necessary not only to the overall aesthetics of the space, but also to the mood of the people in that space. The next home decor essential that I cannot live without is actually something I've shared with you before, and that's the oversized comforter. Now, I told you all you need to get a comforter that's one size larger than the size of your bed. So for me, I have a queen size bed, I get a king size comforter, but so many of you said, but Garrett, I have a king size bed, what do I do? Linked in the description box down below will be my Amazon storefront where you can actually shop palatial king size comforters or duvet inserts. The standard is actually 98 inches. These are 120, giving you that oversized look and feel that's sumptuous, that's beautiful, like having that catalog bedding, and I love that. I think that makes or breaks a bedroom. Plus, some of us may or may not have husbands that love to steal the covers. And these are necessary. That way I have covers at night and I can stay warm. It's essential, it's a must-have, it's necessary, and it makes the space look beautiful. The next home essential I cannot live without, and where this video is about to get a little bit shady, is with the family photos. I hear everyone and so many design influencers telling you not to have family photos in your space. Girl, no, that's literally the opposite. I have to have my family photos, my memorabilia, my sentimental items in my home and in my space because that's what makes my home feel like a home. I have antique photos of family in black and white that are hung in a gallery wall. I have beautiful photos from my wedding and family photos, frames sitting on my dresser, on my desk, in areas that I see because that's what inspires me. My family keeps me going, and often in magazines and on social media, we see these really beautiful spaces, and I love that for us, but they've been styled for those photos or for that photo shoot. So that doesn't mean people don't have photos in that space in reality, it just means they're not there in the photos. They've been styled and staged. That's great, but it's not reality. Having family photos doesn't mean the space is like tacky or dated or cheap or whatever. It means that a person lives there. That's okay, that's more than acceptable. As a matter of fact, that's the entire point of having a home. The next home decor essential that I cannot live without, that you all know I cannot live without, is blue and white china, blue and white color schemes, blue and white everything, because that's something that I love. It's something I'm drawn to and attracted to. That doesn't mean you need to have blue and white in your space, but it means you should have the things you love or you enjoy, even if some people don't like them. I cannot tell you how many comments I got all about how I have too much blue and white, or everything is blue, it's too much, it's this, it's that, it's whatever. I personally could not care less. I live in this house and you see it for maybe 20 minutes in a video, and I love that for you and I love that for me, but the reality is that's something I love. It's something I'm not living without and I'm not going without because I love it. I've also actually got one comment that really stuck with me from one of our lovely subscribers who shared with me that she actually got rid of an entire collection of amber glass because she felt, oh, it's not what's in, it's not current, and then she regretted it later on. Don't be that person. Save the things you love and enjoy, even if they're not the biggest or most trendy or popular thing. And you better believe I don't get those comments anymore, because after Gwyneth Paltrow was on the cover of a magazine with her blue and white dining room, nobody has anything to say about it. Why is that? Because the pendulum swings. Things that are out come back in, and things that are in go out. That's just the reality of design and trends, and you don't have to stick to them. Is it important for you to be trendy, or is it important for you to love the space you're in? And also, while you're asking yourself, think within and say, do I need some blue and white because it's LeChic approved? Yes, actually, you do. The next home decor essential that I absolutely cannot live without are actually vintage frames. I love a vintage frame because I think they bring so much character to a space. And I'm not saying don't have anything professionally or custom framed. Definitely go out of your way and do that if the piece requires that. But if you have a piece that's a little bit more of a generic or standard size, finding a vintage frame not only is a great way to add character to a space, but will allow you to frame artwork and actually save a little bit of money. That's something that's always really great when it comes to decorating your space. I love a vintage frame because I'm a person that enjoys the hunt and finding the exact right size for the exact piece I have, but also because I just find it interesting. I find them unique. I think you can mix together different styles of frames and create something really visually interesting. It brings in a lot of that character, and it can also make a lot of artwork pop. The pieces behind me are in vintage frames that I absolutely love. This frame right here, I didn't do anything to. I just put the picture in and it works perfectly. And this frame I painted myself. It just gives a little bit of character, it gives a little bit of a backstory, a history, it makes something feel personal and unique. I love vintage frames for their character, for their accessibility, and I love the hunt of finding them. I think a vintage frame is a great way to upgrade and elevate your space and bring in some of the character that you're looking for. The next home decor essential that I absolutely cannot live without are actually accent and storage boxes that are on display in my home. These are essential to me because they give me organization for smaller, useful, and necessary items without them having to impede or clutter or make my space look full of just random little things. As a matter of fact, I have a collection of burlwood boxes placed throughout my home that I absolutely love. These are great for a number of uses. This one in particular sits on my desk and is currently empty because it holds filming equipment. I have a matching one on my coffee table holding my television remote with coasters on the top. I actually love that little hack because if you're gonna sit down to watch TV, you have to touch the coasters to get to the remote. You can use a storage box like that to enhance a space and also alter the way you use that space. In addition to those, I have one by my front door that holds my masks, and when we don't have to wear masks, maybe it'll hold my keys, and that's great. But those storage boxes mean I can have like micro storage in a space full of useful items. Maybe you put your candle lighter and candle snuffer in one of those boxes. I love that because you have the accessibility of that piece without having to dig through a drawer, without having to walk into your kitchen to find something. You can put it there, but it can also be a part of your decor and hidden away. It's also a really great way to bring in some of those wood tones I previously mentioned. Accent boxes are, of course, essential to a space, and I mentioned this in my ugly home essentials and how to make them beautiful video, which will also be linked in the description box down below. Well, there you have it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below, and I want to hear from my subscribers. What is that one piece of home decor that you just can't live without? You have to have, it's essential, it's necessary to your space, and you just can't live without it. Share with us in the comment section down below and give this video a like. While you're at it, I also know that you know someone that they are struggling, honey, and they need some help. Share this video with them because friends help friends, and I will see you in the next one.